The sky above the Kingdom of Kalakuta was never meant to be quiet, but on this night it screamed. Thunder rolled across the heavens like the beating of ancient war drums, shaking the land beneath it. Lightning tore through the clouds, illuminating a kingdom that had known peace for too long and forgotten the price of peace. In the highest chamber of the royal temple, the elders gathered. Their robes were heavy with dust of old secrets, their faces carved by time and fear. At the center of the chamber, the oldest among them slowly rose to his feet. His hands trembled not from age alone, but from knowledge no one else dared to speak aloud. And then he spoke. When the 7 rivers run dry, the shadow will awaken. Silence fell instantly. Even the fire seemed to hesitate. The elder continued, his voice deeper now, as if something else spoke through him. And only the blood of the matriarch can decide whether the world burns or is reborn. A cold wave passed through the chamber. The council of chiefs shifted uneasily. Some refused to meet each other's eyes. Others tightened their fists as though holding back fate itself. Because prophecy in Kalakuta was not myth. It was memory, and memory always returned. Far beyond the temple, in the heart of the royal courtyard, a different kind of power moved through the storm. AYA-MATANGA trained alone. The rain had begun to fall now, soft at first, then heavy, then relentless. But she did not stop. Her twin curved blades moved like extensions of her spirit, slicing through the air with precision that bordered on divine. Each strike echoed like thunder. She was not just training, she was remembering. Every movement, every breath, every strike was preparation for something she could not yet see, but deeply felt. Aya was not an ordinary princess. She was something else, something the kingdom both admired and feared. A warrior born not for ceremony, but for consequence. From the balcony above, Queen Zuberi watched silently. Her face was unreadable, but her eyes carried the weight of 1,000 unsaid truths. She knew what the prophecy meant, and she knew it had already begun. Inside the grand throne hall, Aya finally entered. Water dripped from her armor as she walked forward, each step echoing against stone like a drum announcing war. She knelt before the queen, not as a daughter, but as a soldier awaiting command. "Rise, Aya," Queen Zuberi said softly. Aya obeyed. For a moment, neither spoke. Then the queen turned toward a massive carved map laid across the royal table. Her finger traced the land slowly. "The rivers are changing," she said. "The tribes are restless, and villages that once thrived now burn without warning." Aya's eyes narrowed. "Burn without war?" The queen nodded. "That is what makes it worse." A servant rushed in, breaking the silence. He knelt quickly, offering a sealed scroll marked with urgent royal insignia. The queen opened it. Her expression changed immediately. Not fear, but certainty. She handed the scroll to Aya. Aya read it slowly. Her grip tightened. A village had been destroyed. No survivors, no witnesses, only ash and symbols burned into stone. Symbols she had never seen, yet somehow recognized. Something inside Aya shifted. She stood taller now. "I will go," she said firmly. The queen studied her daughter carefully. "This is not a raid, not a rebellion. Something older is moving beneath all of this." Aya looked up. "Then I will find it." A long silence followed. Then the queen stepped forward. She placed her hand gently on Aya's cheek. For the first time, the warrior princess did not feel like a warrior. She felt like a daughter, and for the queen, not a ruler, but a mother. "Do not chase glory," Queen Zuberi whispered. "Chase truth. Glory often lies." Aya nodded once, but her eyes said something else. She would find truth, but she would not run from glory if it stood in her path. By dawn, the palace gates opened. The world outside stretched endlessly, wild, untamed, unpredictable. Aya mounted her horse. Behind her, elite guards prepared to follow. But she raised her hand. "No," she said calmly. "This path, I walk alone." And so she rode forward, into the unknown. The land beyond Kalakuta was not empty. It was alive. Savanna plains stretched like golden oceans beneath a burning sky. Winds moved through tall grass like whispers from forgotten gods. But as Aya traveled deeper, something changed. The rivers were dry, completely dry. Cracked earth replaced flowing water. Nature itself seemed wounded. She slowed her horse. Her eyes scanned the land. "This is not natural," she whispered. Days passed. The journey led her to a place that no royal map truly marked. A village, or what remained of one. Smoke still lingered in the air. Not fresh fire, but memory of destruction. Huts were collapsed into ash. Walls blackened by unnatural flame. The wind carried no sound of life, only silence. Aya dismounted slowly. Her boots touched the ground, and the earth felt wrong. A survivor emerged from the ruins. An old man, barely alive. He tried to speak, but only breath came out at first. Aya knelt beside him. "What happened here?" she asked softly. The man's trembling hand pointed toward the burned center of the village. "Shadows," he whispered. Aya frowned. "Shadows are not armies." The man grabbed her arms suddenly with surprising strength. "Not shadows of night, shadows of man, shadows that speak." Then he collapsed and died. Aya stood slowly, her eyes lifted toward the village center. And there she saw it. Symbols, carved into stone, burning faintly with dark energy. Not fire, not ink, something else, something watching. She reached toward it, then stopped. A voice echoed in her mind, not spoken. "Remember, you are not ready." Her breath slowed. The wind shifted, and then she saw her, a figure, floating above the ruins. A woman, not human, not fully spirit. A warrior queen made of light and memory. Her ancestor, her bloodline, her warning. "The shadow you seek," the spirit said, "is already inside the world." Aya clenched her fists. "Then I will remove it." The spirit studied her silently. "No," she replied. "You will survive it or become part of it." And just like that, she vanished. Night fell over the burned village. Aya stood alone in the ashes of the ruined village. The night had fully swallowed the land now, but the silence was not peace. It was watching. The cursed symbols on the stone still glowed faintly beneath the soot, pulsing like a heartbeat that did not belong to this world. Aya tightened her grip on her blade. Her voice broke the silence. "I will not fall." But deep within the darkness, beyond the village, something answered. Not in words, in movement. Far away, across the broken borderlands, two armies were already gathering. Not united, not waiting, preparing. Because the fire that destroyed this village was only the beginning. And now it was spreading. In the borderlands of Kalakuta, two tribes prepare for war. But what they do not know is that war is already being controlled by something neither tribe can see. Aya is peaceful. She tightened her grip on her blade. For the first time, she understood. This was not a mission, not a conflict, not a war between tribes. This was something far older, something waiting, and somewhere in the darkness, it had already noticed her. AYA-MATANGA lifted her gaze toward the endless night sky. Her voice was low, but certain. "I will not fall." And with that promise, her legend began.